A very good evening to all of you and welcome to the national news broadcast on ChannelEye. We are ready to bring you the top stories from home and around the world. I'm Natalia Veervardhana.
Good evening, I'm Lakshita Singha, and to start off, we take a quick look at the headlines for tonight.
Sri Lankan Prime Minister welcomed warmly in Bangladesh. CID investigates into the complaint of Major General Suresh Saleh. The President says the path to control cost of living is to increase productions and income. More than 800,000 have been given the COVID vaccine.
On to those and other stories in detail, starting off with the top story for tonight. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, who went on a two-day state visit to Bangladesh, reached the country this morning. The Prime Minister was welcomed by Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. The Prime Minister's Bangladesh state visit is taking place on an invitation from the Bangladesh Prime Minister. Prime Minister Rajapaksa and his delegation left to Bangladesh in a Sri Lanka Airlines flight. The Prime Minister is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, President Mohammed Abdul Hamid and other high-ranking officials. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa attended the centenary birth anniversary celebration of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is considered as the father of Bangladesh Republic, and the Golden Jubilee celebration of Bangladesh independence. The Prime Minister made a special speech on the occasion.
In this 21st century, with the great aspiration for Asian prosperity, our new generations need to be aware of the countless sacrifices made by their forefathers to achieve freedom. As a neighbor and a close friend, Sri Lanka stands side by side with the Bangladesh to achieve greater freedom and prosperity. Our objective of economic transformation, eradication of poverty, and achieving the sustained development goals remain three priorities in the middle of a great challenge. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman said, Bangladesh is fertile and endowed with plenty. Few countries in the world have the kind of fertile land that we have. The geographical location of our two countries provide ample opportunities for us to enhance closer maritime, shipping, trade, and people-to-people contacts. Bangladesh is considered one of the key emerging economic powerhouses in South Asia. It remains an important trading and investment partner for my country. Our exchanges have continued to grow rapidly during the last few decades. The great strides Bangladesh has made in the field of agriculture attract great attention in Sri Lanka. In addition to playing an active role through the SAARC Agricultural Center in Dhaka, Bangladesh continues to provide training and capacity building for our institutions. I seek your indulgence to share closer cooperation in this field.
Meanwhile, the CID has launched an investigation into the complaint made by State Intelligence Service Head Major General Suresh Saleh on a statement given by MP Nalin Bandara. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohan said that Mr. Suresh Saleh has made a written complaint about the statement. He said that Mr. Saleh has also visited the CID today and given a statement.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the path to control cost of living is to increase production and income. He pointed out that the process has already commenced. The President mentioned this during a meeting with Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna women representatives and activists. The meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat Hall. Women representatives and Pradeshia Sabha members of all districts representing Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna attended the meeting. The President appreciated the contribution of the Women's Front of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna for his and the government's victory. He requested to consider policies followed by the government and benefits when evaluating the progress of the government. The President expressed his views on several issues including developing agriculture and controlling cost of living. Expressing his views on the occasion, national organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Basil Rajapaksa said that specific steps have been taken to generate 200,000 self-employment opportunities for women. He said that there is broad space in agriculture in this regard. Leader of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Women's Front, Minister Pavitraveni Arachi, State Minister Sita Arambepola, parliamentarians Geeta Kumarasinghe, Kokila Gunawardana, Manjula Disanayaka, Rajika Vikramasinghe, Mudita Prishanti and Diana Gamage were present on the occasion.
The Colombo High Court today ordered to discharge Minister Rohita Abe Gunawardana from a court case filed against him. The Bribery Commission has filed the case during the time of the Good Governance government. It has accused him of earning more than 40 million rupees of assets inappropriately when he was a minister. The case was taken before Colombo High Court Judge Aditya Patabendige today. Attorneys at law appearing on behalf of the Bribery Commission informed the court that they will not maintain the case further. Accordingly, the High Court judge ordered to release accused Rohita Abe Gunawardana.
In the meantime, the Colombo 3-judge bench High Court ordered today to produce before the court 4 persons, including former Minister Ravi Karunanayake, who have been remanded on the 25th of this month. The case was taken up today before Justices Amal Ranaraja, Namal Balalla and Aditya Patabendige. The case has been filed on charges of criminal misappropriation of 15 billion rupees of bonds during the bond auction conducted by the Central Bank on the 31st of March 2016. Directors of Perpetual Treasuries Jeffrey Aloysius, Arjun Aloysius and Kasun Palisena, who have been named as accused in the case, were produced in court today. Other accused, former Minister Ravi Karunanayake, directors of Perpetual Treasuries Chittaranjan Hulugalla, Muthuraja Surendran and Central Bank official Indika Saman Kumara were not produced in court today.
Secretary to the Ministry of Technology Jayantha Silva says that preliminary measures are in place to establish technology parks, which is on the government's main projects to build an economy based on technology. He mentioned this yesterday during a media briefing at Meloda Financial Educational Institute Auditorium. Creating a society based on technology is a main aim of the President's Vistas of Prosperity policy statement. A new technology ministry was established in this regard. As a main step, Sri Lanka is scheduled to set up 5 new technology parks of international standards. Galle, Kandy, Nuwara and Kurunegala towns have been identified to establish the parks. Preliminary plans including identification of lands are underway at present.
Minister of Mass Media Kehelia Ramukwella said that the postal service has been subject to modernization on a broad scale with the intention of reviving the country's economy. He stated that steps have already been taken in this regard. The minister said the above after declaring open the new post office in Vattukote in Jaffna today. The construction of the post office cost a total of 8 million rupees and is equipped with all the required facilities. It has been networked and computerized. Afterwards, the minister inspected the main post office in the Jaffna district while engaging in an amicable discussion with the officers. The minister also inquired about the shortcomings of the post office.
Colombo Fort Grand Oriental Hotel was opened yesterday after renovations. The hotel, with an archaeological valley, was opened by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The 183-year-old hotel was renovated for the 4th time. The Prime Minister's office said that a request has been made to State Entrepreneurship Development Ministry to call for bids to sell the Grand Oriental Hotel during the time of the Good Governance government. The Prime Minister, as the Minister of Urban Development and Housing, after hearing it, has instructed to renovate the Grand Oriental Hotel and to hand it over to the nation. Accordingly, Salandiva Investment Organisation under the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing, together with the Sri Lanka Engineering Corporation, has renovated the Grand Oriental Hotel with 4 floors. 225 million rupees has been spent on to renovate the building. Apart from this, renovations to several other buildings in Colombo have commenced. It is expected to name a Colombo Heritage Square by connecting all those places. State Ministers Nalaka Godaheva, Indika Anuruddha and Secretary to the Ministry of Housing Development Sirinimal Pereira were present on the occasion. The 15th Gamasamaga Pilisandara program of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa will be held at Lombuwelthanna village of Walapane Divisional Secretariat in the Nuwara district. The discussion will commence at 10 a.m. and will be attended by the public representatives led by parliamentarians in the district, ministry secretaries, heads of various institutions and state officials. The President has planned the program to provide speedy solutions to economic and social problems of the villages by visiting those areas with political authorities and officials with the aim of providing benefits to rural communities. The rural people, representing 75% of the population, are undergoing hardships due to land shortage, unclear land deeds, shortage of drinking water and water to cultivate, road and transport difficulties, health and education issues and inefficient officials. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that one of the reasons for the delayed solutions is looking at the problems of the people through only one angle as a stakeholder.
And that's it for tonight's news. We'll see you tomorrow with more of the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.